student athletes are getting more savvy. They're smarter, right, about what's on their social media. I think, travel coaches, high school coaches are doing a great job of educating. So kudos to you guys. Yeah, but we do try to look through it. And I'll tell you one of the things. It's kind of quirky, but one of the things I really like is athletes that really seem to like sports, right? They've got their favorite football team, even if it's a Big Ten team. He's in the state of Ohio, and we're recruiting him, and he's a big Ohio State fan. Like I don't mind that stuff, because it tells me that he enjoys sport, he enjoys competing. Um, and again, really just trying to get to know, the athletes. So we do use it a lot. I think a lot of it too, for me, and John, you talked about it. It just helps with that relationship, right? A lot of times if a kid's coming on a visit, I'll go back through his social media, not to look at what he's said negative, but maybe to, be able to rag on him a little bit about, oh, you're, big Buckeye fan, huh? And just to have that little conversation starter rapport, I think is important. Obviously, if there's something that's questionable on there, we're gonna talk about it. But I think student athletes are getting smart enough nowadays.
It's definitely a two-way street. I think it really benefits the student athlete to look at the Vassar baseball Instagram account, and you'll see birthday celebrations for all of our guys and accomplishments, and you'll see guys that are committing. We had a bunch of guys that just got in, heard Edie won today. You'll start seeing that stuff up there today on Instagram and Twitter, and it really gives you an idea of the type of people that we're recruiting, where they're from, all the above. So from the student athlete's perspective, I'm not sure there's a better way to get to know the program without talking to the players and the coach. So right now it's paramount. The programs are doing a good job of that. In terms of the way we use it, I think Coach is right. We're doing a lot better job of educating these young people on how to use it and how not to use it. It's easy to say, if you put something up there like what Josh Hader did when he was young, like, you're an idiot. Like, you can't do stuff like that, and that stuff will come back to haunt you. So I don't think we're seeing that anymore. I think the question is, how political do we get, right? How much do we get involved on these big social discussions? For some programs, they're not going to like it. That's the way it is. So it depends on how passionate you are about some of those things, right? Because some baseball programs are not going to want to support you because you're Republican or Democrat, right? Personally, I think, we're looking for well-rounded and a total group of all spectrum, all edges of the spectrum here. I find that interesting. And if you can articulate your points well on social media, that doesn't bother me, but that doesn't mean it would bother someone else. So I guess all I'm saying is you should be thoughtful with what you put into the universe, because everybody's watching and they all see that.
Social media is a very transferable skill, which I think it kind of reached that tipping point a few years ago where, like, you are your own brand, right? And that's just not unique to athletics. That's something that's going to carry with them in whatever field they end up going to. So it is something to look at, and it's something to continue to talk about and develop it. We give this next generation a hard time because maybe some of their other soft skills, their ability to have a conversation and stuff like that, might be weakened. But their ability to find creative ways to communicate and interact with each other, those are excellent, right? And I think now more than ever, I look at my own kids who are on breaks from e-learning and they're FaceTiming or house partying or doing whatever with their friends. Well, that's what we'd be doing at recess or in the hallways of school. So we can't be critical of something that is so, well established in their lives and something that right now is a necessity, right? That's why they've adjusted a lot better than a lot of us, because they've already learned to interact with the world that way. But I guess is more of a philosophical conversation. But when it comes to, what we're telling the athletes, again, you are your own brand. Like Ryder said, like, be aware of what you're putting out there. Probably 3-4 times a week, I'll just tweet out success leaves clues. So does trouble, right? There's no running from it. There's things that pique your interest. There's things that you're like, might be a little bit leery of and are good conversation points. So I think it's all those things working together. And I think for this audience, for you guys that are coaches out there, the best advice that I can give you is hype up your kids. Don't pump them up, don't blow smoke, but hype them up, because there's a lot that they're missing out on, right? You can't really jump up and down in the weight room, or, you can't have practice and end with some conditioning. A lot of those things have been taken away from them. So figure out ways to challenge them and have them show each other through those different mediums and really champion them, because that's how you're going to connect with them, right? So if you can learn to do that, you're going to have a more successful program. And the guys that are on this call right now, they're watching, right? We've never had, it's never been so easy to get in every weight room in America or every field in America than it is right now. So leverage that, right? Don't complain about what we don't have. Be excited about the fact that we do have that access, and really embrace it.
Just for our, the coaches that are still in here, that's real information that they just gave. Not the don't tweet this. I mean, because maybe this is unpopular. I don't like the whole he's crossed off the list mentality. I don't like that. I think when people do stupid things and say stupid things, now there's a line certainly that, for example, Josh Hader. Hey, that's probably a character flaw that might be tough to ignore if you're recruiting a high school kid, for sure. But if I look back to my high school life, pre-Facebook, pre-Twitter, pre-Instagram, and if some of the things I said and did as just a dumb kid, I like to think I was actually pretty mature and pretty advanced, with my thinking and my knowledge. I don't know where I'd be, So I just think that it's easy to like those tweets on Twitter that say he's crossed off the list. I saw him talking to mom between games with the Gator. Like come on, God, I don't like that. I think you can be aware of it and maybe ask the kid about it. Because again, talent usually wins. And if a kid's really good and he's posting things that you don't like, maybe you talk about it with the kid, and maybe he gives you some light as to what he's meaning to say and his life perspective. And I mean, my God, just being in Springfield, Illinois, compared to growing up in Chicago, I feel like I live in the dirty South. It's just different. And so I don't like the idea of crossing people on the list because of a tweet. I just kind of wanted to share that, and mainly I wanted to commend what those guys shared previously, because that's real information. It's not fake panel information, cliche stuff. That was really, really good stuff, guys.